It's time to Greenshift things a little bit, and in this video, we're going to create this Contact Our Experts button group. And this is the interesting thing about any kind of web design. This small little thing on the page probably takes up the most design. No, not true. Actually, the section here on the right. But for now, we're focusing on this area here. Step by step, we figure out how to create this within Greenshift. What a powerful plugin add-on for the WordPress editor, one you should definitely check out. Link in the description. And by the way, what I'm doing with Greenshift in this video, this is the free plugin. How powerful. This is where I'm currently at on my page. Let me just show you this area we've got over here so we can have a good understanding of what I'm working with. I have a box container for those who want to know the professional word. It's basically a div, a container. And inside this box container, I have the button. Now I want to place this button group next to it. But to do that, I will need another container to put the images in, to put the text in, and to put my icon in. So I'm actually not putting a button there. I'm creating my own quote-unquote button. With the button advanced selected, go to the add, and we look for another box container. And this is a great little block element. From Greenshift box container, we go. Click on add block, and we bring in the first one, which is an image advanced. And that's also from Greenshift. We like that. Select media library and choose the image that you want. This solemn looking lady over here. Select. And we make a few changes. This will go super small. So a lot of the stuff I'm going to show you, we won't see when it is super small. I'll make those changes first, and then I will make it super small. What I want to change is the aspect ratio. Go to the sidebar on the right and aspect ratio, click on the settings icon here. And by default, it gives you 1:1 aspect ratio. Greenshift allows you to set up, well, anything you can think of, but 1:1. I want a square. Why do I want a square? So that when I apply the border radius, it's easy circle for us to create. But she looks a little bit torn and tattered at this moment. Select cover here for scale to bring her back to normality. Now that we have that, let's go and set the border radius. I'll scroll to the bottom, and the border radius is how we create that circle. Select border, go to radius here. I'm going to put it on percentage. Just for this one, later we're going to talk about pixels. Very important difference, and I'll show you what happens if you go percentage, how that is different from pixels. But when you are working with the aspect ratio of 1:1, percentage will do the job and put in 100. Now we have that circle. You can see the circle is over there. That's how we create it. Now I can make her teeny weeny, and I'll do that by scrolling to the top. I'll look for width or height, but better always to go with width. Click on the settings. We want to bring in our own width, and in the value box, I type in 40, and she disappears almost to the bottom there. But we've created that advanced image. Bring in 2 more, but instead of doing that and do all those settings, we will duplicate it and select duplicate, or hit Control-Shift-D, Command-Shift-D on your keyboard and duplicate. This time I'll use the shortcut Control-Shift-D, and I create the third one. Select the second one. From the context toolbar here, select replace and then open media library. And we bring in another emo. This guy's got a smile on, so he's okay. And then the third one, select replace, open media library, and we bring the hipster lady in. Nice. But how do we get these guys to be adjacent to each other? And that is why I had put them inside the box container previously, because layout is all done at the container level. Do you want them vertical? Do you want them horizontal? How do you want them spaced? That is done at the container level. And the best one for that is the box container. Select any of the images, and from the context toolbar at the top, select the parent container. It says select parent block, box container, and now all 3 of them are selected. To the inspector on the right, which is the options panel, and all we do first is select this one, flex. By default, it's going to give us them in a horizontal position, which is what we want to work with here. Scroll a tad down to where you see align items. And here, second one, center, I'll choose this just to make sure it's nicely aligned to the middle. You can see there was a slight shift. Play around with the others just to see what happens when you select them, but we want to stay on center. Between them, we also want to have a little bit of space. And the new way we do things nowadays in website design is that we avoid margins as much as possible. We rather give gap, that little space between elements within a container. So with this box container then selected, still here, I'll just scroll and you can see we have this column gap here. I'm going to add a morsel of pixels here of 8 just to give us that little bit of space. Inside the box, next, add text. Select the last image, the last block, because the one you select, what you bring in next will drop next to that one. Go to the block inserter, search text, and sticking with the Greenshift way, select text advanced, click, and it drops here next to the last image. I can't see what's going on there. I think the first thing we do is change the color. Sidebar, here is the text color. I select, and from my theme palette, I'll put it on white. It doesn't look white because that is a placeholder. Once we start typing, you'll see it is white. Click inside the placeholder and type contact our experts. And we just change a little bit of the size here. Go to the panel on the right. For our options, here is font size. I'll make it 18. I want to increase the font weight. You can see in Greenshift, font weight, there's default, then there's the normal, and then there's bold. Now, if you don't know what these two are in terms of those sizes that you often see, normal is 400 and bold is 700. And we just want to be different. We want to put this on 600. To get to that, select the custom option here, select 6 for 600. As I hover over it, you can see it says 600. Create a little bit more of separation between the images and the text, and for that, we will add some margin for this text block. Scroll to the bottom. Margin and padding in Greenshift is always done within spacing. Open the spacing panel. We go to margin, and on the left, we add 10 pixels. Just a tad. Just squeeze it and bump it over a bit to the right. With the text selected, let's clear out our search and look for icon. A word here quick. Let me just clear the search box. Most of us have this habit of scrolling, and looking for the things that you want to use. But you can see actually on this site, I have a lot of stuff going on over here. Our habit is to scroll through all of this and look for the thing we need and then bring it onto the page. But you have to get into that rhythm of searching for it. It just frees up so much time. And that's why I will always revert to the search box and I just look for icon, and then hopefully the icon I'm looking for is here, which is this one, icon box. Select. Step 1, let's change out the icon. Settings on the right. Therefore, I bring in my own custom icon. Select image for that, upload. The one I want to use already uploaded to my media library, this one. It's very similar to the ones that we get in Greenshift, but it's a little bit different at the same time. So I bring in this custom icon, keep my branding on page, on par. Select. We can't see it. And the reason we can't see it is we need to convert it to inline SVG code so that we can work with it. Click here on Convert to Inline SVG code underneath the icon. Peace has once returned to our inner self, and now we can make changes. Like before, I'm not going to change the size yet so that you can see how it works. We go to Color, select it, put it on white. For hover color, I don't want anything here. I'll click here on the reset to remove the hover color. Same like we did with the text, we add a little bit of margin on the left. For margins, spacing, scroll down, and this time it is named icon spacing, but same thing. On the left, we add 10 pixels. And finally, let's reduce the size of that icon, and we're going to put it on 18. Scroll up to width, 18. And this takes care of the contents of this button box that we are creating. Now let's style out our button, which is actually the box container. As I hover over it, you can see we have the dotted lines that shows me where the box is. Select it, I'm within the box container, and we make changes here. First, let's put a background color on it. Scroll to background. Background color, white. But I'm going to reduce it all the way to around 20-30%. However, when I do that, you cannot really see the changes I'm making on the page. So I'm going to put it at 50, around here. And then I'll reduce it afterwards. Let's make our changes next. With our box selected, let me just get rid of this one. With our box selected, change the border radius so we have those nice rounded corners. I want to show you what happens when we put it again on percentage. I'll select percentage. When I type in 100 now, things are going to look way off. And this is why the percentage option doesn't work for anything that isn't an aspect ratio of 1:1. Keep that in mind. If you run into this, you may have used percentage before. It works perfectly for you. And then when you get to something like this, suddenly you get this effect. And that's why for the buttons, we go for pixels. Once we do that, we have those nice round corners that we are aiming for in this design. Change the padding to make it look good. For that, we go to spacing, padding. At the top, I'll add 8. Then for the right, 25 to give it a little bit more openness on that side. For the bottom, same 8. And for the left, 8. And we've created that button. Now I'll go ahead and reduce the opacity of the background. Go back to our background and reduce it even more. And note here in the hex box where the color is, the white color is this FFF. To get it to the value I want, I just select and type in 30. And we've got our group button to contact our experts ready. But as before, we want to add space between these two components because currently they are hard aligned next to each other. To bring in that space, remember the old way was we selected the box and we added margin to the left. The new preferred way is that we select the parent container, if any. And in this case, yes, because these two are in another box. So we select the parent block for that. And every time you want to see this visually, just head on over to the document overview. Here is the original box container. Open it. This is the first button. And then this box container here, this is the one that we've just created. We want to add space between these two. So we need to select the parent container, box container. And from here, we go to our settings to the top. And these settings in terms of how the layout is and the spacing is all under the very first ones called flexible content options. If it's not on flex, go ahead and put it on flex. And as before, I'm going to just click here on center. Just in case I add something or change something, I want to make sure that they are nicely aligned to the center. Then column gap, add 30. Beautiful. And we've created this. However, we're not done yet. There are two more things. First of all, remember this is a button after all. How do I link a box container? And that's very easy. Greenshift thought about that. They knew we were going to ask this question and they were miles ahead of us. With the box container selected, with the options open on the right, you'll see the next option below what we just did is called the container link. Open that. And here you'll add your URL. So if this is our contact page or our team page, you simply just put in our team. Currently, I don't have anything here, but this is how you will go about bringing in your URL here in the container link. But we're not done yet. The last step, and that is responsiveness. This looks all good and well here on our desktop. If we were to jump to tablet, things look okay. Yeah, they look okay, but I think this is where we want to bring in a little bit of overlap for our team members, our team, and then also reduce the size of the text. Click on the second image in the options sidebar on the right. Whenever we want to move something, that is margins. Margins under spacing, we go to spacing and we want to move it to the left. So we click here on the left and we give it a negative margin, -20. And it moves nicely over the solemn looking lady. choose the next image. Same thing, spacing, left margin -20. Brilliant. Coins for everyone. Select the text element or the advanced text. Font size, I'll reduce it to 15. That's it. It looks good. I don't think we need to make any more changes here on the tablet. But finally, we look at mobile. What's happening here on mobile? And this is the natural behavior of the container. Our container is said to have these components next to each other. And this is the main parent container. Let's just have a look at the sidebar on the left. My first button I have here, that's the orange one. And then this new compound button I've created by myself, this is the box container. Click on box container, their parent. Go to the sidebar on the right and go to direction and select your stack column. One thing of caution, that when I started with this, it happens to me all the time. There's a lot of responsive controls, and this is true for every builder. But this setting that you choose up here, whether it's block or flex or grid, isn't responsive. Note that very carefully. This option here, if I were to set it on block, which will give me the same layout, it will also block everything on my desktop and tablet, and that's not what I want. Below this, these settings though are all responsive. And that's why in Greenshift, you will see that you have your default here, which is your desktop. Then you have tablet here, which you can switch then over to mobile. And everything below this, all the way up to here where the column gap is, they are responsive, but not these options here. Very important, because this is something I just naturally go. When I'm in mobile, I'll make the change here. And when I go back to desktop, I'm like, of course, I cannot do that. Now that we've added the direction to say, let's go downwards, we have another problem, and that these two are on top of each other. Remember the old way? We would select one of them and add margin. But the new way, if it's in a container, we tell the container to add a gap. Now that we are in the column mode, which is the direction from top to bottom, you add the row gap between them. You can leave the column gap there, though there aren't any columns. It doesn't make a difference. But for the row gap, we do the same. We say 30. And our design is done. Greenshift, baby. Yes, love it. Hope you are loving it too. If you want to know more about Greenshift, link in the description below. And remember to subscribe, because we'll be rolling out these babies one by one. We populate the world of WordPress. From me, JP, I'll see you in the next one.